Welcome to ActiveNet Insights. ActiveNet Insights is all about our brilliant suppliers who have got some excellent products and services to talk to our operators about. And today I'm joined by Rebecca Cox. Rebecca, there's been a few changes during all the different lockdowns with you. So just explain to us who you are and what you do and who you do it for, please.
Yeah, certainly a few changes. During the first lockdown, unfortunately, Swim England went through a bit of a restructure, which meant that we lost a large number of excellent members of our team. My role now is Institute of Swimming Managing Director, and I've also picked up Business Engagement Director for Swim England, which sees for the first time a bit of a dual role across most of the organisations.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's really good news for our operators and our buyers, because it means it's effectively one conversation with two elements of the organisation with which you work for. So that's going to be really useful. But before we talk about what you're going to share with us at ActiveNet, you guys have been a really good supporter of ActiveNet. You've been to every single one. Why come to ActiveNet? What's the value for you guys?
We love it. We have lots of fun for a start. We really do enjoy ActiveNet. You know, I think, as you say, we've been to quite a few now, and the first one was a bit of a revelation in the pre-COVID, obviously, but we spend hours driving up and down motorways to meet with really important people for 2 hours. Came to ActiveNet, and I think we had 16 plus meetings in the space of a day and a half, and they weren't just 16 meetings for the sake of it. There were 16 meetings really clear outcomes for all of us. You know, we had a set period of time, you know what you need to talk about, and everyone in that room wants to talk about those things. So yeah, I think for us there's definitely a time, but also speaking to people we wouldn't probably have spoken to before, because you have people from different sectors joining ActiveNet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the whole thing around the value of the meetings is really interesting, because I have lots of conversations with supplier organisations about how we match meetings, and it's really important to try and get that match between what who the buyer wants to see and who the supplier wants to see. And if they're the same, you know, that is the perfect meeting. And getting that bit right, it's not easy for us, but by the sounds of it, we seem to be doing relatively well for you guys, which is brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, not just that, I will talk about it in a minute, but there's a couple of things that have come out of ActiveNet that have changed the way that we've done things because of the people that we've sat down and talked to. You know, we've had the chance to really get under the skin of what the issues are and deliver some change, and that's what we all need, isn't it? Some change to move forward with. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you're not the first to say that, actually. I'm starting to realise that actually people are using this as almost consultation. They're getting to talk to customers about what are their needs, how can you assist their needs, how can you change your business. So COVID's had a real impact on swimming. It's been one of those things it's really difficult to do. I can't go for a swim in my local field. I've got to find open water. I've got to find a wetsuit, etc., etc. So how are the things that IOS and Swim England what are you doing in order to help our operators in the future once we're out of this pandemic?
So when we're out, there's a number of things that we can do to work to support them. Obviously, at the moment, we're deep into conversations on a weekly basis with a lot of partners across varying provision, talking about their current challenges or issues and what we're going to do to in the now. But moving forward, you know, aquatic education is at the core of everything that we do. Anyone who works in an aquatic environment will be able to deliver some element of training or qualification to those individuals. But as we just touched on, working with partners sometimes with the same solutions, the same options isn't always enough, and they don't always address that age-old issue of there's not enough swimming teachers. You know, that's at the core of where we're at. There's not enough swimming teachers. So it was at ActiveNet probably about 2 years ago that we first started talking about with one of our partners there how we can address that better and what can we do. And Recruitment Academy was born out of that. In that, you know, operators will tell us about the challenges around recruitment, the time, the resource, the expense, you know, and actually the investment they need to make before they get any return on that. So we stopped and really took notice with that and went away, and we came about with Recruitment Academy, which went out and found it, trained, it didn't take any cost off of the operators up in advance. And we launched it. We launched it in September 2019, and it's had real success. You know, we're always told we can't get swimming teachers, but when we go out into a space and we get over 50 applications from people that probably have never thought about becoming a swimming teacher before, because we're talking to them in a different way, and their costs barrier is removed. You know, it's really heartening, and it has been really successful. So that's kind of one example how we've added to our swimming teacher pool plan training offer, if you like. It's kind of a slightly diverse product. In addition to that, you know, aquatics done well can be, there's no reason why it can't be equal to or exceed kind of health and fitness income in a number of scenarios and cases. So I think it's no secret that within Swim England there is a diverse skill set, you know, across facilities, learn to swim, workforce. There's some amazing knowledge sitting within the teams that work within the business. And they get to do some really nice work at a kind of a high level across a lot of operators of varying sizes. But when we really step back and take the time and get under the skin of what is happening in a facility or a group of facilities, we're able to provide some real key information, guidance, and KPIs and targets and insight into what those potential in that area is for Learn to Swim. So there's a couple of things that we've started to do in that space to enhance it really, and to stand by partners and say, look, we can't spend a short period of time doing this, but if you give us the opportunity, we can really partner a lot closely with you over a period of time and deliver some really solid outcomes. And latent demand is something that you're really familiar with in the health and fitness sector, but it's never really been around for aquatics. So the latent demand piece is something that we have been piloting over the last sort of 6 months, that addresses what the latent demand is for Learn to Swim in any given area. And it uses a lot of insight that we've built over the years and surveys that we've gone out and done, as well as a tool that's been built that takes all that information and is able now to kind of talk to operators about what the latent demand is in an area, whether they're going to bid in that area or if they want to go and do some work in that area in an existing product site. So we have latent demand, and then we have this getting under the skin of what aquatics really can deliver. And if you put the two together, what we have been working with over the last few months, and just before lockdown really, we had a couple of pilots with Active Northumberland and Leeds Uni, is kind of Swim England Business Solutions, which is what we want to be talking to operators about. It's how we can really partner closely with you to come out of this lockdown and this extended period of closure and really hit the ground running. Brilliant. And deliver some really successful growth in Learn to Swim. The demand's going to be there. It might take a little while to get confidence in some cases, but you know, it's a real opportunity for swimming to drive to the level that it should be at for Learn to Swim.
Absolutely, and it's more than just swimming, isn't it? It's the social interaction of the kids. It's going to do something that's fun, that's enjoyable again. It's about parents getting back together and having a coffee and a chat. You know, it's just almost, it just rolls and rolls and rolls. And that's brilliant around latent demand for me, because I think there's always been more demand than there has been supply for swimming lessons. So difficult for somebody to come in and compete. It's really difficult to build a pool in an empty retail place so that you can take those swimming lessons off the local provider. So I see it as a real opportunity for operators to get back, not only get back on their feet, but to give some mental health benefits to parents and kids, and to also generate greater revenue and greater contact with their community.
Absolutely. Greater revenue, greater contact. I was trying to steer away from the mental health topic only because it's just something that is so, I know it's really high on the agenda, but oh my goodness, aquatics is you know, that key to help and assist in that area, whether it be with mental health, all kinds of issues there, whether it's obesity, health, etc. You know, and the business solutions will help kind of look at your facility and your timetabling for your pool and the way your aquatics offer is set for the community. You know, we've worked with local authorities and trusts of small sizes. You know, Alliance Leisure, we already partnered with them. They've kind of recognised that we've got a great match in what they do and what we can do. So we're going to be working a lot more closely with them. There's consultancies in the sector. You know, it's not just Alliance, but you know, we're quite proud of what we've achieved so far, and I think aquatics can really deliver on the other side of COVID once we've got our facilities open and open in a sustainable manner is what we want to help with.
Yeah, totally agree. Natalie, why did I call you Natalie?
So
Sorry.
I don't know.
You and Natalie operate so much together. Rebecca, I'm really sorry.
It's
Thank
not
you so much.
offensive. You can call me Natalie.
Thank you so much for your time today. Really looking forward to catching up at ActiveMet, even though it's going to be in an online version, but we're still going to have that connectivity and that social side. So thanks for your time, and we'll catch up soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, David. Bye.